Have you ever wondered where your apples come from and how they are grown? Let's take a trip back in time to the birthplace of apples, the wild forests of Central Asia. Here, millennia ago, the first apple trees sprouted from the earth, their branches heavy with the wild ancestors of the apples we know today. It's a common misconception that apples are a creation of the modern world, but in reality they've been around for millions of years, evolving and changing with the times. The journey from wild forests to modern orchards is a fascinating one, filled with tales of exploration, discovery, and human ingenuity. Now let's fast forward a few centuries to when humans first stumbled upon these wild apple trees. The people of Central Asia recognized the potential of these fruits and began cultivating them, selectively breeding the trees for larger, sweeter fruits. This marked the beginning of the apple's journey from wild fruit to a staple in kitchens around the world. Over time, the cultivation of apples spread across the globe, from the sunny orchards of Spain to the crisp, cool climates of the United States and Canada. Today, apples are grown in over 100 countries, each with its own unique varieties and flavors. China holds the title for the largest apple producer, with the United States and Poland following closely behind. But it's not just about quantity. Certain regions are known for their unique apple varieties. Think of the tart Granny Smiths of Australia, the sweet Honeycrisps of Minnesota, or the crisp Cox's Orange Pippins of England. So, the next time you bite into a juicy apple, remember its journey, from the wild forests of Central Asia to the orchard where it was grown, and finally, to your kitchen. Each apple carries with it a story of human ingenuity and nature's bounty. Now that we know where our apples originate from, let's dive into the process of how they grow. Growing apples is a meticulous process that requires careful planning and perfect timing. It all begins with the planting of seeds, which are sown in nurseries and carefully nurtured until they grow into healthy saplings. This stage of the apple life cycle is critical, as the young seedlings are vulnerable and need constant attention to ensure they grow strong and sturdy. Once the saplings are ready, they're transplanted into orchards where they continue to grow and mature. During this stage, the apple trees undergo a fascinating transformation. As they grow stronger and taller, they sprout branches and leaves, creating a network of foliage that will eventually bear fruit. The next stage of apple growth is the blossoming of flowers. These delicate, fragrant blossoms are more than just a beautiful sight. They are the precursors to the fruit we all know and love. As the blossoms are pollinated, they gradually transform into tiny apple buds, which then grow and ripen into the delectable fruit. However, this process doesn't happen in just any climate. Apple trees thrive in areas where the temperature fluctuates between day and night. They need a cold, dormant period during winter, followed by a warm, active period in spring and summer. This cycle of cold and warm periods is vital to the tree's growth and fruit production. In terms of season, apple trees typically blossom in the spring, with the flowers giving way to fruit in the late summer and early fall. This is when the apples ripen and are ready to be harvested. Timing is everything in this process. Harvest too early and the apples won't be sweet enough. Harvest too late and they might be overripe. With the right conditions and care, an apple tree can produce thousands of apples each year. Now, let's explore the different varieties of this versatile fruit. Did you know there are over 7,500 varieties of apples worldwide? Quite a staggering number, isn't it? Each apple variety has its unique flavor, color, and texture. Today, we'll walk through the apple orchards of the world and get to know some of these varieties. Let's start with the crowd pleaser, the Red Delicious. Hailing from Madison County, Iowa, this variety is known for its deep red skin and mildly sweet flavor. It's a favorite in lunch boxes and fruit salads across the United States. Next up, we have the Granny Smith, a tart and tangy apple with a vibrant green skin. Originating from Australia, this apple is often used in baking due to its firmness and acidity that perfectly balance out sweet treats. Now, let's travel to the United Kingdom, home to the Cox's Orange Pippin. Renowned for its complex flavor profile, this apple combines a hint of orange, mango, and even cherry. It's a classic British apple, great for eating fresh or making cider. From the chilly orchards of Quebec, Canada, comes the Spartan. This apple boasts a sweet flavor with a slight tartness, and its bright red skin makes it a visually appealing choice. And who could forget the Honeycrisp? Developed at the University of Minnesota, this apple is famous for its crisp texture and honey-sweet flavor. It's a top choice for snacking and quickly became a favorite in the United States. Over in Japan, the Fuji apple reigns supreme. Known for its super sweet flavor and long shelf life, it's one of the most popular apples in the world. And lastly, from the orchards of France, we have the Calville Blanc, a pale yellow apple treasured for its spicy, tart flavor and high vitamin C content. It's the apple of choice for the classic French dessert, tarte tatin. From the crisp, sweet Honeycrisp to the tart Granny Smith, there's an apple for every palate. Now, let's see how these apples make their way to your fruit bowl. The journey of an apple from the tree to your table is a fascinating one. Let's start with the harvesting. As the apple reaches its full maturity, farmers prepare for the harvest. Timing is crucial here. Pick too early, and the apple lacks sweetness. Too late, and it might be overripe. Once picked, the apples are gently placed in bins to avoid bruising. Next comes the sorting and packing process. Apples are sorted by size, color, and quality. The best ones are reserved for fresh consumption, while the rest often go into making apple-based products like cider or applesauce. The apples are then meticulously packed into boxes ready for their journey to the market. Now let's talk about transportation. Apples, like many other fruits, are delicate. They need to be transported delicately to maintain their freshness and quality. Refrigerated trucks and shipping containers are often used, maintaining a steady temperature to prevent spoilage. But where are these apples coming from? The answer might surprise you. China is the largest producer of apples in the world, producing nearly half of the global apple supply. The United States, Poland, and India follow, each contributing significantly to the world's apple production. These countries not only cater to their domestic markets, but also export their apples worldwide. Exporting requires careful planning and adherence to international standards. In fact, before apples are exported, they often undergo a quarantine period to ensure they are free from pests and diseases. So whether your apple has traveled across the state, the country, or even the globe, it has been through a meticulous process to ensure it arrives at your table fresh, tasty, and ready to be savored. Next time you bite into a juicy apple, remember the journey it has taken to reach you. Now let's wrap up what we've learned. Apples are more than just a tasty snack. They're a product of careful cultivation and a world-spanning journey. In this exploration of apples, we've traced their origins back to Central Asia, where wild apple trees first bore fruit. They've been part of human history for thousands of years, spreading across continents and cultures, and have been cultivated for their taste, texture, and nutritional benefits. The growing process of apples is a fascinating dance between nature and nurture. It starts with the careful selection of rootstocks and scions, grafting them together to produce the best apples. The trees then need the right balance of sunlight, water, and nutrients to flourish. Speaking of ripening, did you know that apples are harvested in the fall? That's right, autumn is apple season, when orchards around the world bustle with activity. The top apple-producing countries are China, the United States, and Poland. Each region has its preferred apple varieties, contributing to the diversity of apples we enjoy today. And oh, the varieties! There are over 7,000 types of apples worldwide, from the sweet Honeycrisp to the tart Granny Smith. Each variety has its unique qualities, making them suited for eating fresh, baking, making cider, or even for decorative purposes. Once harvested, apples embark on a journey from the orchard to your local market. They're sorted, packed, and transported with care to maintain their quality and freshness. Some apples even travel across oceans to reach consumers, showing the global demand for this versatile fruit. So, the next time you enjoy an apple, take a moment to appreciate the journey it has made to reach you. Thank you for joining us on this apple adventure. Stay curious and keep exploring the world of fruits.